Hey guys, and welcome. We are back at it this weekend. It is the Impossible Creatures 2021 World Cup. I'm B-Champ, and with me I have the graceful Puglin.
Oh, thanks, Beach. I'm happy to be here. We've got a real stonker tonight. Heading into losers round three, I believe. We've got France versus England. Freeman and Kazawa versus Nandit and Wilso. And this is going to be pretty wild. Starting out on Crag.
Oh yeah, what a map, Crag. Seen some awesome games. Lots of different strategies can come out on this map. I've been practicing it myself, and there's just some crazy stuff that's really hard to defend against on this map because it is so close quarters. All right, so we have
Okay.
France 2 on the right and England 2 on the top left.
Indeed. Early rods coming up. England using all of their hench to build their rods there, which is pretty cool. Don't often see that. I feel like England specifically, I know they've been practicing Crag, and I kind of expect them to have some wacky strats. The speed of those rods coming up makes me think maybe they've got some pure swimmers they want to try out, because they did face Scotland on Crag back in the winners bracket, and Scotland did a really good job against them with pure swimmers.
Yeah, definitely expect to see pure swimmers. The thing about pure swimmers, though, is they can't go on land. So we'll see.
Sorry, can I get someone to fact check that? Stella in Discord, can you just Google this real quick?
But we have Nana going to the island first for henchmen. No competition for the island yet from Freeman. He's electing to go towards this near coal pile base, and Kazuha's not
he
doing
has 5 hench already mining in this expo. He really wanted to secure that South Expo early. So now he's basically economically in the same position as Nan did, really.
Oh yeah, certainly. But Nana has this easy water access that's so close to attack their base, which
That's
is
right,
going to be
that's
really hard for France to defend. Freeman, though, getting up a chamber just as England is going to put up a fence.
That's so interesting. I mean, really, France could just about. Oh no, there we go. Kazawa is taking the island by force, and he's got so many hench there that Nandit won't be able to stop him. And now they're basically even. Oh, this brawl! Oh my god, who's going to win this?
Wow. I think it's just going to be whoever focus fires. I think.
No, because there was no one focused.
Yeah.
They got it.
Wow, that is nice. Completely.
That is so sick.
Has he lost any? He lost like one hench.
Dude, I don't. That was just kind of luck of the draw.
Gosh,
I think.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Oh my god, Nandit is in ruins.
And then Cheetah Scorps are coming through right now, and Will's pure swimmers, they can't get on land.
Oh no! Someone should have told him that pure swimmers can't go on land.
Oh no! Now these eels are just stuck. They can't do anything, and Nand is getting absolutely wrecked at home.
Well, at the same time, Nandit's pumping out these electric eels of his own, and they're getting taken out by henchmen. This attack from Nandit won't succeed, but Wilso is sending around electric Emmings to the south. These are the exact units that Matt used against them on this map. Nandit has 5 hench just hanging around on the shore in his base doing nothing. Team England is clearly really banking. Nandit blew one of his water chambers.
Oh no, he needs to collect coal. He needs to build henchmen.
He needs to do something. Wilso is doing pretty good aggression. Oh no, sorry, there's a just henchman, and they're getting fended off by gazelle poison frogs. France is doing a fantastic job. Nandit has managed to get enough reinforcements to the island. There's a lot of hench. Now they're just swimming. I mean, oh my goodness, he's misclicked here.
Look at all of Kazue's piranhas. He's got so many. He's got these forward sound beam towers. This is going to be a lot of great stuff, but Kazuha's not mining at home, which is going to be really bad. He just ran away from these eels. I would have personally just ignored them and kept mining.
And he's going back. It looks like he's really trying to do that, yes. And I think he'll be able to, at least while the eels are distracted with the henchmen, he should be able to come in and take them out, but he is busy. Meanwhile, Freeman continuing to doing fantastic work on the western flank. And these offenses just never got down. There's just a tiny little gap that these creatures are sneaking through still.
Yeah, and this is going to be devastating because Freeman now has 2 expos down here, which is going to be pumping through coal for him, and he just keeps units going through that fence.
Kazewa somehow has not really. Oh, Nanded keeps misclicking. It looks like his hench on the island are not mining. He has 6 or 7 just hanging out.
Oh no.
This has been a really rough game for Nanded. There's been so many misclicks.
Yeah, and he doesn't have much at home, so if he's not mining on the island, there he goes now. That's not good. And the
It,
stink cloud coming out at home.
great stink, but
Cheetah Scorps don't care.
Scorp don't care. This looks like it's over. Oh my god. Okay, now
Wow.
here's Nanded with Archerfish Rams. Those are beautiful.
Wow, Pure Storms, those are so cheap. 79.25. These should be able to take out the Soundbeam Towers and these Chameleons. But, I mean, they have so much trouble at home. I don't know if this is enough.
I know, and they're not going 3. They're not going to get Lab D. All the hench are gone. Wilson's not mining anywhere. Nanded is out here with these John Terrys, these Firefly alligators, which are beautiful. But
Oh,
somehow France has stolen this game.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're just keeping up the economy, and it really came down to Freeman's decision, I think, to send out these land units really early on with this workshop.
Yeah, completely defying what is currently understood of the Crag meta.
Yeah, I mean, he just completely just circumvented all of those water units that Will had prepared, and their lab was defenseless.
Absolutely. And I mean, Team England is not giving up by any stretch. Will's doing a pretty good job of fending off threats with those henchmen and then returning to mine. He's even got a Stinker Doug there ready to pop up and do some stink if range comes in, but it just looks like the cement is setting.
Oh, and he didn't get that stink off.
Well, there is a plague off. That is beautiful. Freeman has been
Oh,
plagued.
nice.
Big. That's really big. All these Cheatites on 1 HP, but of course they do have Infest, so that shouldn't really matter. Here comes the Infest. No, any second. Look at the melee on these Cheatites. That is so funny. Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
and he
also
blew
blowing
lab.
that.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
What an explosive game. Amazing performance by France, too, dominating that crag map. And this is just one of those things that could show you how just a small decision on a fast map like Crag, like getting those Cheetah Scorpions just a little bit out before that fence went down, it completely swung the entire game.
Super did, and it's so funny because after the England Scotland game, England and Scotland basically both in the post game interviews were like, "Oh wow, yeah, those lemmings are the way to go on Crag," but not necessarily. We've seen them just get absolutely bodied by really conventional level 2 land rush from Freeman.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's just another thing that Crag is a tough map to practice. It's so
That's
fast.
right.
There's so much that can happen and tip the scales. And there's even stuff like Kazuha, his henchman, going over, and it almost seemed like just the one extra henchman and maybe slightly better RNG happens to have him win the hench war extremely decisively.
They all got the first punch, really. I think that's it. Like they all seemed to get the first punch. If you consider it as like a series of hench 1v1s, which is not quite what happened, but it was close. Because they was hench just managed to get there and start the fight. It was amazing. That is one of the 2 things that really decided the game. And if you're Nanded, you've got to feel pretty salty about that. I don't know how closely he watched. Micro would have swung it for him.
Yeah, yeah, that's really really tough, especially because he did get the island early, and he was building hench there, so he could have possibly reinforced his units, retreated some of his henchmen, and you're right, microed a little bit better.
But I think it's really telling. Like a lot of us, myself especially, have been practicing so many strats for various maps for this World Cup, and sometimes if you just play normal, you can overcome some pretty janky stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, huge first match. It came down almost. I don't want to say it came down to luck, but there were a couple of instances there where France just happened to make the right decisions.
yeah, and they just did things like a tiny bit faster sometimes, or built that extra henchman, whatever it was that swung the game. Because it's tough. I mean, going for the hench war on that island, it happens every single Crag game. There is always a hench war for that island, and you never know how many hench to send. You want to send as few as possible to win, but you just never know.
That's it. That's it. And Kazuo sent such a huge proportion of his base hench, like all of them basically, and that was the right call. I mean, it's so funny to think that going early for the island is just not always a guarantee. Like Kazuo saw Nanded there and did not care. He just made a workshop.
Yeah. He didn't even try to get the first punch. He just built the workshop first.
Was I saying if Overpop and E-Burst aren't nerfed, he's quitting IC. He was the one using it. Hang on one second, I have to sass him.
Yeah, because he did in that army had overpop armadillos and overpop eels.
Maybe I can help.
But a lot of controversy regarding Overpop and whether or not it needs to be nerfed. E-Burst is... Yeah, I don't know. This is not the place for balanced discussions, I suppose.
Yeah. But we do have our next game coming up. It looks like Maya is going to be the counter pick. And there are maps, or like the armies dedicated to Maya coming out from Nanded and Will. Nanded naming all of his armies 3 lions and then the first 2 letters of the map name. So you know he is prepared. What do you think about Maya for this matchup?
The thing is, I just haven't spoken enough to the French team. I do think this is going to be a pretty strong map for Team England. Wilso has shown himself to be really good at defending rushes. Last game notwithstanding, just because he sunk all his resources into pure swimmers and they didn't turn out to be relevant. But he's shown himself to be really, really good at defending early game. And Nandit's so good at macro that this map kind of has a good combination of macro expansion points and defendability, like where one player can kind of defend both of the team members. So, barring France, if it was a team I knew slightly better than France, I'd say England has it in the bag. But I'm just not sure what Freeman and Kazawa can pull out anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some really, really cool, dominant games that they've played against England won as well when they had their matchup. But we'll see how they perform on Maya. We haven't seen them on Maya or a larger map like this yet. And I don't know if Kazuya has had the practice. I know that he's pretty new to IC and just doesn't know all the maps, which is going to be a little bit tougher for him. And so we'll see if he's played on Maya at all. Looks like Freeman going for the single workshop, 6 coal piles, which I really like for this front expo.
And Wilso doing a similar thing, sending also 3 hench to build the workshop really early. It's kind of a mirror match so far.
No rods from Will.
But Nanded has 2, so it looks like Will might be going a no rod level 2. He has the workshop up early, so he can convert. Freeman just looks to be booming.
Yeah, I mean, going for that second expansion right away, and Kazuya is just staying in his base, not too much going on yet, but building all 4 rods.
Because they was quad rodding it. We've got the lightning quad coming out. I'm really excited to see this from Freeman, because so far this tournament he's basically just rushed, but I love to see a Freeman boom.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of what he did in the last World Cup. He was really, really into booming, would do a lot of these 2 workshop strats before any rods. And sometimes it would pay off for him. And it looks like this is one of those times he's not going to get punished for that strategy at all.
Yeah, and he's actually got the coverage because Wilso is playing the same game but a bit slower. And he's also got a couple of rods up at home. It looks like Nandid's going mid. No one looking at 2 yet. Oh, sorry, because there was almost 2.
Yeah, but really just conventional expansion game going on right now. It's land grab, but mid on this map, I'm surprised that no one's gone for it yet. It's pretty strong, honestly.
Pretty juicy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in mid. You get the high ground bonus. It's pretty easily defendable. Here's Kazuya, actually, with the first generator.
Beautiful. Nandid also taking a generator. Both Nandid and Freeman have already got advanced structures and are on their way to level 2. This is a really eerily mirrored match at the moment between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and it looks like we have these Poison Frebras coming out from Will. I have heard him say last night that he thinks that these are really, really strong for level 2 ranged, and so we'll see how they match up with whatever Freeman's got coming out. He has 4 chambers, so whatever he's got better be very. I mean, he
Dear
has
me.
a lot of economy so far.
Oh, Poison Frizzels. I mean, yeah, look, I think a Poison Frizzell might lose 1v1 to these Freebras, but if he's got the numerical advantage, he can kite pretty good, especially against these Warthogs.
Yeah, I mean, I like both Poison Flippers and Warhogs a lot, and I think the range melee combination compared to pure range is going to win out. But it looks like Kazuha is just bringing the same army I think we've seen him bring this whole tournament.
Yeah, he's only got the one army, and I think that might end up being Team France's downfall eventually because you always know what's coming from Kazuha. He loves these piranhas, and frankly, so do I. They're gorgeous. I don't think they're good, but I like them a lot.
And it looks like Will going in for the attack on mid to this unsuspecting henchman, and these Warchilas killing that henchman with his back turned. What a sneaky move from Wilso.
Et tu, Brute. Oh my goodness, you hate to see that. These guys are falling. But it looks like, because Freeman is just fortifying. I'm not sure what he's planning to do about mid, but he is definitely stopping attacks coming through the central aisle.
Yeah, I mean, Kazuha's fence in mid is not that threatening.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of that is. Nandit is now here with his level 3s, and they are so good.
Wow, very little level 2 action. You don't see that a lot in the World Cup.
Yeah, basically just bypassed. I mean, we've only got the 2 West players, which is really interesting. Symmetry again, going level 3.
Will is headed all the way into mid with 1,000,000 henchmen, and these little lobstillas, or I guess lobster garfish, are just prancing on by, but getting attacked now by these Michael Owens.
It looks like France is in dire straits now because we've got Michael Owen up north at Freeman's expansion and an attack hitting mid. Freeman has got these rattlers, which are great, but he's going to need to do some raiding ASAP, or England is going to get a pretty huge resource advantage.
Yeah, I don't know what Freeman's been doing with his time. He's had such an advantage, it seems like, early on.
Oh, well, it looks like he's doing a gyro drop, so that's probably that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kazewa sent a sneaky little garfish lobster to attack Wilso's generator. That did die. But Wilso's Michael Owens.
Kazuha's flyers.
Yeah, Kazuha's got a... Oh no, he let these henchmen go. They're building anti-air towers.
Oh, but
he's just going straight for the base?
I think he's just raiding another workshop. He's just going to keep raiding over and over.
Meanwhile, Freeman just went lab. He's just in base at the moment.
Oh my gosh. He just sent the rattle orchers directly to Will's lab. And this is going to be a really strong attack that Will's going to lose out on, because these Michael Owens do not do well against the poison.
Yeah, and the regen, if Freeman can micro these a little bit, these can live a really long time. Wilson is trickling in units at the moment. He needs to maybe get a sound beam up with all these henchmen.
Oh, yeah, and this is not looking good, but there's a mass of blue in the center. Nandid might be able to take this game still, as if Will just defends his attack at home, and it looks like he'll be able to. Enough Michael Owens.
Well, he'll lose a lot of hench here. More Michael Owens will seal the deal, but these hench are dying.
Yeah,
he needs to go with these Owens right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here they are. But meanwhile, Freeman's doing another gyro drop. He has dropped in mid this time. A little bit funkier. I think he's going to struggle to convert this into as much of an advantage. But England very much in disarray.
Yeah, Freeman going for the wrong workshop here. Only had a few henchmen at this workshop.
True.
But
he's raiding the other one on the eastern mount.
Oh, wow. Nice. I mean, these rattle horses are doing an amazing job because, I mean, these flyers caused the England team to build anti-air towers, but not sound beam towers. So, there's really, really good use of the rattle horses.
And now I suppose we're seeing the strategy there from France, why they didn't bother to take those expos in the middle. This Michael Owen is having a really hard time. I don't know if you saw that. It just leap attacked across the entire map. I'll show you that in my recording. It's really funny. Meanwhile, these sound beams doing huge work in mid. And it's so funny, this strategy from Freeman to just turtle up and raid.
Yeah.
Because they was hitting 4.
Wow, and that's also Will at level 4, and there's a ping on my map, bottom left, to show that
Yes.
Kazuha has these flyers here.
Yes, and those the guys is coming back up, and the anti-air is being built. And I don't know because they was taking this eastern mount, but I don't think he'll get it because Team England is here. Michael Owen is doing his dirty business. Freeman's almost 4. Nandid not looking at it.
Yeah, and we'll see what level 4s are coming out from either team. Looks like Will has nothing mining at home. Oh my goodness. That raid really did a number on him.
You're right. You're right. I mean, he's still pretty well off.
Yeah.
But he does need to restock that expo now that he's 4. Meanwhile, Ravite Sharks from Kazewa, level 4 flyers. Great
Oh
call.
no, Electric Tigers coming out from Kazuha as well. This is going to rumble Will. I know he's going to see these and he's just going to
Yes.
be upset.
He's just going to blow lab. Exactly right. Michael Owen is doing a pretty good job to the east, but can't cross this water barrier. So he is no threat from the east, but here's Nandid on the west flank.
Yeah, more
Dear
Michael
me,
Owens
this is
coming in. That's a lot of them. And
Freeman's
Freeman's at
4.
4.
Nandid's 64% of the way to 4, so we're all going to hit 4. We might see a 5 come out this game.
Wow. I mean, when you look at the mini-map, it is the England show.
Very much. We have some flyers raiding mid. That's a pretty good attack. But here come the anti-air towers. And I wonder if Kazewa's got any other tricks up his sleeve. And you know what? The minimap is very England-centric, but it's not quite as good as it looks because a lot of those are structures. Like, there's no one mining the Western Hill at the moment.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. If
Although, that said, Nandid has taken the Northwestern Expo from
he's
Freeman.
about to lose it with all of these rattle horses. Oh my gosh, and these lioness sharks are going to be really, really strong.
Such a classic. You really love to see those come out.
Yeah, and wow, these Raven Great White Sharks have been really uncontested in mid.
Yeah, I mean, some anti-air started going up, but most of them have been taken down, and Will's level 4s have poison, which will be countered by the Ravite Shark's immunity. Really kind of like some pretty classic gems coming out from Team France in terms of their army composition. And here's the raid on the Western Hill. Tragically, no henchmen there.
Yeah, but he's going to be able to take this very, very easily. These moose porcupines are not going to do much, and these henchmen in this raid should go down if Freeman micros this correctly.
Yeah, indeed they will. But you've just got to wonder. I mean, France's western flank is still weak. Another attack from Nandid will do the exact same damage as the first one did.
Yeah, certainly. And I'd like to see more pressure being put on this eastern island, or this eastern front here in mid. But these poison beluga spiders are going to be pretty strong. There's a lot of immunity at level 4 from France, but he's just got numbers.
Yeah, it's the numbers in the micro game is not great. We just saw an awful lot of sharks run through mid and not do any damage. And now we're seeing the team play from England with both of their level 4s.
Yeah, the mass range and a bad frenzy coming out from these tigers.
That's right.
It's gonna let them get taken down really easily. I would have liked them to take down this generator instead, but now they're just gonna lose all these henchmen here in mid. Flyers coming around the east, and it looks like these are gonna go straight for the gen, but there's a lot of anti-air towers there, so I'm not sure if they're actually gonna be successful at all.
Okay, they're just going for the expo instead. Oh, that burst! Oh my goodness, they're all just dead.
Taken down immediately. Yeah. Good burst from Will. Good map awareness, seeing that coming in.
Absolutely, yeah. He probably spotted that a long way away.
Yeah, I mean, this is England. The England show, there's not much that France can do. They have all these melee units, but these melee and flyers are just going to die to mass range.
Exactly, especially with this mass range coming off the high ground the way it is. And really, it's kind of mostly Freeman. We need to see more from Kazewa. Kazewa now retreating, leaving mid. Oh no, that's huge.
Oh, and he's just coming back he's just dancing around. He doesn't know what to do with his units.
That's the lack of experience coming through. We've talked about it a lot. Kazewa does such a good job. You sometimes forget that he is relatively new, and that really did bite them in the rear there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they wanted to draw the units into the low ground, but they just weren't communicating with each other, and he kind of left his his ally to die there.
That's right, high and dry. Meanwhile, Nandit has just been pumping out henchmen all game. He's now cancelled his build order to go 5 instead.
Wow, this is gonna be the decider for sure.
Yeah,
France not going
it's
5 at all, and this mass range is just gonna punch through mid.
You've got to think these 4 chambers from Freeman must really be taking an economic toll. I don't know what he can do. Meanwhile, these Ravite Sharks, oh, there we go. Calling it.
Wow.
Whoa.
There it is. Just exiting the game, not even blowing lab, just disconnecting.
That is such a hard GG from downtown. Oh my god, France, they were not getting out of that one alive. And I can't really blame them. I mean, they definitely lost.
Yeah, definitely. But they're gonna get their counter pick now. They won the first map, and this is gonna be the deciding game in this matchup. And the loser is gonna be out of the World Cup tournament. So, what are they gonna pick?
Well, the map they've played the most, partly because they had so many desyncs on it with Australia, is Eroded Forts. Would not be at all surprised to see Eroded Forts come out because I think they're going to want to try and go back to rushing. Despite their incredible rating in that game, they got out macroed by an extremely resilient England team. So I think they'll probably go back to something where Kazewa can do his really fast Chameleon Rush, and it's probably going to be Eroded Forts.
I could see Plateau coming out.
Ooh, that would be hype.
Yeah, I could really see them pulling out a Plateau. They played Plateau against England 1, and those games disconnected as well. But
Of course, yeah.
they had really strong performances against a really strong team, and so like to see some of that strategy come out. We haven't seen a lot of Plateau, and I think the 4 coal piles is going to be a little bit tougher for England 2 to play on.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. I think it seems like the strat for them would probably be to split up the English team and rush Nandid, I would imagine. And I don't feel like Will normally does quite fast enough a job of punishing a rush like that, so they might see themselves in a 2v1 situation at least for a little while, similar to what happened against Scotland earlier.
Yeah.
What do you know? It's Eroded Forts.
Yeah, it looks like you won the bets this time.
Give me that belt.
And Eroded Forts, are we just gonna see the same? Kazuha says, "Sorry if I take this army." So we're gonna... So I'm expecting some cheesy strats. Maybe it's gonna be Overpop and E-Burst that we're gonna see come out.
That would
from
be
Kazuha.
funny.
Oh my gosh, Nandit's dropping.
Yeah, I didn't see Zero Ping with him. I think he might be just making an army change. Wilso rocking a High Tide army. I wonder, with a High Tide army, it's always a question of whether it's going to be pure swimmer range or just amphib. Probably amphib for Wilso.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Amphib. High Tide doesn't have a ton of expos that can be rated directly from the shore. There's the islands in the back and then just the 2 up fronts, but some of the main expos are pretty safe.
That's right, yeah. But I suppose mid as well. But the thing about this map is that it's probably like... I guess I'd say it's the least macro-friendly map in the whole pool. You know, you've got your base expos, and then there's mid, and that's all you can do, really.
Yeah, I agree. I think, though, that pure swimmers are still usable on this map if the France team brings it against Amphib, and it can be really strong, but it's not quite as strong as it is on other maps like Crag, certainly.
That's right. And I think probably the play, rather than pure swimmers here, is flyers, because everything you can do with pure swimmers, you can do pretty much as effectively with flyers. For instance, take out the geysers. And I do know that France loves their flyers. Oh, because they were switched back to because they were final. He's decided to not change it up.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It would have been cool to see whatever he was apologizing for in that other army. let's see. Eroded Forts
There's no
game
telling what evil
3.
plans our enemies have
Wow,
afoot.
it's gone all the way, and they've
Put
been
a
pretty
stop
quick
to them
games
by
as well.
taking
Despite
out their
going to
lab.
level 4, almost to level 5 last game, still pretty quick.
Yeah, I think I'm going to favor Team England on this one. I think they have good momentum. They've been playing a lot, and they just have more experience on their side. Even though we have seen some awesome play come out from Freeman and Kazuo both, I think that the just more experience on the English team is going to win them out.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Freeman. I mean, we've all seen Freeman swing eroded thoughts so hard with some really fantastic raiding from these rattle horses. And I think raiding and rushing is a vulnerability of England, so it could go either way. But if you're taking a bet, you kind of got to err towards England at this point.
Yeah, certainly. I would absolutely love to see another Freeman Rattle Horse rush. I mean,
Oh, they're just beautiful. They're just so good to see.
yeah, successful rushes are very satisfying to watch. It's satisfying and heartbreaking at the same time. It's just like watching a tragedy, a Shakespearean tragedy play
Or
out.
popping your favorite pimple.
Not my favorite, not Andy.
Okay, we've got 4 rods coming up from Kazewa. I don't know why he do, but he do.
Hey, I mean, it works for him. You know, he's been winning games, and it looks like a pre fence coming in from Nandid.
Wilso's going for what looks like might be a really early rush against Kazewa to the south. Oh no, he's just swimming around. Kazewa is going too. Freeman's going a really fast too. And here come the Cheetorpians.
Oh yeah,
This fencing from Nandid is so smart, by the way. He's probably heard us talking. Sorry, Nand. It seems like we're always talking about how weak Nandid is to rushes, like every time. So he's fencing off, so that won't be as much.
Oh, do you think Will saw this chamber go down? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. No, and he's just got sprinkled in his base. He's sending some hench out.
Oh, but that's just to take the coal. He was scouting out for a water chamber rush, but he missed the timing.
That's right, exactly. He did. And meanwhile, here are these Cheetorps, which has been like really well spotted by Nandid. He's got a little bit of time to set up some towers, and these towers are going to be so safe. Like there's nothing that Freeman's going to be able to do about him. He's got to just take out what rods he can and then deal with the hench.
He has barrier destroy. Like these towers aren't going to be safe.
No, but the thing is, I suppose you're right about that. He's got enough numbers there now, but he is retreating nonetheless.
And Kazuha coming in with the water rush, and Will must be like, what the heck? I scouted this out of, but he didn't. And a double.
But you were just too late.
The double's coming in now. Oh no!
This is so huge. Freeman has talked Nandid into spending so many resources, sending his hench so far from home, and now he's just turned and gone for Will instead. I wonder if that's premeditated.
Oh my gosh, this is such a strong rush, and Will's henchmen aren't doing anything.
What happened?
Oh,
this is huge.
And the infest coming out. Wow.
And what does Nandid do right now? Wilso will be in voice right now saying he is done. I think I don't see him coming back from this.
Oh my gosh!
If we just see this pressure continue to come out, yeah, he's repairing his lab. Good job buying Nandid some time, but he's like barely even repairing the infest away at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my word! And just more of these chameleons.
Oh, this is just so much mass range, and the frenzy is gonna come out, and it's gonna shred all of these lemmings.
There's kind of funny how these piranhas don't have overpop. Oh.
Yeah.
We have been seeing plague come out from Wilso, which would be really cool to see right now. But I think he hasn't brought it in this army.
I don't think so either. Oh
Nandid
my gosh!
Has a creature chamber down defending Wilso, but Wilso blows lab.
He blew lab. Wow, and that is rough.
What is Nandid gonna do now? Oh my god.
Oh, and the units are starting to come over, and 2 chambers from Kazuha coming up, and it just breaks my heart because Will scouted for this. He knew the players' strategies, and he scouted it out. The timing was just a little bit off.
Exactly. That's so unfortunate. That's really heartbreaking for the England team, but I mean, jubilant news for France. Exceptional work.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, and what a good strategy with these fast raiders on a map like Eroded. Just coming in, hitting one ally, and then switching gears. What a smart move.
That pivot was so huge. You never see that happen. And I just wonder exactly how premeditated it was. I feel like maybe they were planning to just rush their respective members, like Kazewa rushes Will, so Freeman rushes Nandid. But Freeman's call to switch targets was so huge.
Yeah, I mean, he saw all these defenses come down from Nandid at home, and he saw Allied Chamber, and then just left. Wow.
He took the rods. I mean, he did a lot of damage, and then he just booked it.
Yeah.
And Nandid's hench actually followed him all the way to mid. He lost like 8 hench running to mid, and then running all the way back.
Yeah. Oh dear. I mean, there's nothing Nandid can do here. He's blowing chambers just for a few resources.
I mean, great hustle from him staying as alive as long as he can. That is exactly what you want to see. But it looks like we're seeing England 2 depart this tournament. That's absolutely an upset for me.
Yeah, same here. Oh my goodness. What a crazy, crazy matchup. What a crazy game. But this is what we like to see in the World Cup as well. I like to see teams that we're not as familiar with come in and show us some amazing games. It's really fun to see all the cool strategies they bring.
I feel like it just so happens that France was England's kryptonite in this round. France's particular style, their really fast rushes, just happened to be the key they needed to unlock the English lock.
Yeah. Wow.
Fantastic. All right. I will see about getting these teams in for a chat. Let me quickly.
Oh,
I say quickly. My laptop has to minimize things. It looks like yes, we have Nandid and we have no Wilso. Nandid, how do you feel, man?
Pretty beat up. They played really well. We're not a level 2 team, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, what a last game. I mean, every single game there was crazy. It looks like we have Freeman and Kazuha here too.
Hey
Guys, congratulations. What a huge set from you guys. That was absolutely astonishing.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. We played for the first time Maya together. It was not easy.
Yeah, it was kind of hard.
We thought you might not have played it before.
We were wondering about that, but you guys did a really good job. Those raids were super, super cool, but it did go England's way. England, excellent work on Maya, by the way. Nandid, you were able to keep claiming territory.
Yeah, it's one of our favourite maps for that, because I think it suits my game in terms of expanding.
Yeah, and the raids up north were really, really strong, and it kept Freeman from being able to get his economy going, even though he was doing a lot of raids to you as well. He couldn't get the momentum.
Yeah, we had raids either way. Their camouflage raids were pretty annoying.
Yeah, but in the end though, that last game, Freeman, you pivoted. Nandid had all these defenses when you rushed him, and then you just pivoted for the double on Will. Was that premeditated? Did you plan that out ahead of time, or did you just...
Yeah, we planned it. We said I rush fast level 2 with my Scorpion, and if he make only one tower, I switch to the bottom player, so we can kill him easily.
That's so cool, dude. That worked so well. It was like a masterpiece.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's Kazewa strategy.
Well done, Kazewa.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And Kazewa is still using.
Yeah, I'm still doing the same creatures.
Yeah, promise for the next match you will make a new army.
Well, why change a winning recipe at this point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, even when people know what's coming, they don't know what's coming, and it hits them, right? There's just so many.
Yeah, I feel like this France 2 rush is something really special. It's so hard to deal with. You need to practice against you guys specifically.
Yes.
I think if you don't know how to counter it, it's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Australia took because you desynced so many times with Australia, they got the chance to play against it a few times and they learned how to deal with it. But no such luck for England. And it looks like Tragically, England was like probably one of my top 5 teams for this tournament, and they are out.
Yeah.
Yep. We were scared before this match.
Yeah.
Well,
How
Nandid, look,
devastating.
it's been an absolute pleasure. You've been a joy to watch. So is Wilso. I don't think he's in the call, but you guys have
maybe
been a joy.
Maybe he's decompressing.
He's fixing his makeup, I think. There's definitely some tears from all of us for England departing.
No, it's been great. It's been great to play, and yeah, thanks to BChamp for organising. I'll definitely watch all the rest very closely. Yeah, shame we couldn't. I think we need to work on our level 2. Level 3 onwards is okay.
Yeah, thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah.
You guys have been an absolute joy to watch, and congratulations to Team France for making it to the next round, the World Cup as well.
Thanks, man.
Yep, thanks.
So hyped. So hyped. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks. See you later.